Giannis Antetokounmpo is the problem. This is 10 minutes of raw basketball talk, so go ahead, get your steps in while you're listening, or get your food in, whatever. When Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors 10 years ago, I was 13 years old, and I was devastated. I couldn't even comprehend how, one, Kevin Durant could possibly ever do that, and two, how Adam Silver could ever allow this. But honestly, as I've grown up, as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized that I really do respect Kevin Durant for doing what he did. Now, it does suck that he did go to the team that he lost to, but just the fact that he was willing to finally take the extra step of leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder behind is something that I honestly, I get a little inspired from now. Because he was in control of his own career. He was in control of his own destiny. He only gets one career. He only gets one life. And he decided, hey, I'm not going to let my legacy be put in the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have not given me any help outside of Russell Westbrook in the last 6 years. This is something that Giannis needs to do. See, this is Giannis. Giannis is not the problem of the Milwaukee Bucks. He is the problem of himself. The fact that he is still willing to put up with this team after all the things that this team has gone through, after a lucky championship in 2021, where honestly Chris Middleton had to be not the better player, but almost as good of a player, and especially in the clutch. All the injuries that they had to go through, with the Trae Young getting hurt on the Hawks, with Kyrie Irving and James Harden getting hurt on the Nets, with the first round, whatever, and then facing a finals team that was super unexperienced and had Chris Paul, who's never winning a championship, officially now. He got lucky, and I think he's always said in these press conferences that he owes it to the fans of Milwaukee and the city of Milwaukee to stay there his whole career, or at least try to, or at least not request a trade. Even though I think, like 8 months ago in the summer, he did, maybe not 8 months, 6 months ago, he did request a trade and then took it back. And now he's saying he's not actively doing it. He needs to do it. And this isn't even I don't think Giannis is by far and away the best player in the NBA. And I think that is the only time when you are someone like a LeBron, like a Jordan, where you truly owe it to your city that no matter how bad the team is, you just got to stay. Giannis is not a regular player, don't get me wrong, but he is not even top two. He's not even a top two player. So if Jokic is in the league and has more help than him, and if Shea is in the league and has more help than him, then Giannis, you right now, staying in Milwaukee, not actively requesting a trade, is making you a loser. It's making you someone who can be forgettable. Because if you only win one championship, you are forgettable. I mean, I'm kind of just trying to think, I'm wrapping my head around Kevin Durant and his longevity and how good he's been. He won 2 championships, and he's going to be not forgettable. And forgettable is a stretch. It's an exaggeration. But what I mean is, when you have this kind of talent, you are this good at basketball, being in top 10 all-time talks should always be a possibility. But that's not the case for Kevin Durant. It's not the case for James Harden or Chris Paul. And Giannis has won championship. But even that, winning one championship in an era with no GOAT, I don't like it. I mean, Hakeem can kind of make the top 10 because he has 2 championships, but Jordan wasn't even in the league. And back to the basketball perspective, Ryan Rollins, Kevin Porter Jr., neither of them are doing what a Drew Holiday or Chris Middleton did before. Miles Turner sucks. Kyle Kuzma sucks. Yes, both of them were part of championship contending or winning teams, winning in the case of Kuzma, but both were not too important to that team. Personally, as I've gotten older, I've kind of tried to be someone who never puts blame on anyone else when something has to do with me. I'm in control of my own life. I'm never going to look back 10 years from now and think, man, I really could have been this. I really could have been that, but this person was blocking me, but that person was blocking me. No. Anything that my life becomes will be because of me. And Giannis has the capability of doing this. Now, I understand he is probably happy. He's definitely a millionaire. He could be a billionaire in the next 10 years if he is financially literate, which you'd hopefully when you're having that much money, you could at least hire someone who is financially literate. He's probably happy. He has a wife. He has kids. He has a family. He has brothers in the NBA. He's doing all this, all that. But the things that he's gone through, I mean, do people forget that the Bucks were playing really good 2 or 3 years ago, and Adrian Griffin was the head coach, and then they just randomly fired him? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. They were playing really good, and then Giannis loved Adrian Griffin as a coach. I think a couple of the other role players didn't, and they fired Griffin after an amazing stretch. The Bucks have had probably 4 different coaches, 5 different coaches in the last 5 years, 6 years. Right now, it's Doc Rivers. You can tell that Giannis does not like Doc Rivers. The Bucks have no They do have a draft pick in the upcoming draft. It is going to be the worst of the Pelicans and Bucks. So it's not going to be an amazing draft pick. It might be a decent one. They don't have any guys who have potential to really take a jump. Maybe you can say Ryan Rollins can take another jump. I just would not bet on it. They have guys like AJ Green who just are who they are. They're not going to get that much better. I don't see what the appeal is with this team. And then Giannis took it personally when the Bucks fans were booing the team and booing Doc Rivers. They were not booing Giannis, but Giannis took it personally and booed the fans back. And he said that that's just no way to do it. And I understand that just like in life, you can't, one little bad thing can't affect everything. So like one time of the fans booing you, which by the way, you were down 30, you deserve to get booed. Doesn't mean that Giannis should now request a trade. Now he hates the fans because of one night. Not the case. But it's just a combination of everything. And I also do think, and this is not Giannis's responsibility, but it would be best for the Bucks' future if they got rid of Giannis and they got some assets back and they could start tanking. Now, the Bucks would never do that because the owners want money and Giannis is someone who makes them money. But it's probably best for both the fans and the team itself, but most importantly, Giannis. He could be a guy who, if he wins multiple championships in this decade, which by the way, no one has done yet, we could talk about as one of the greats, one of the greatest ever. Can we really say Giannis is one of the greatest ever right now? No. And maybe Giannis doesn't care about that. But when I watch him in the huddles, on the court, everything, in the postgame, clearly he wants to win. Clearly he wants to be one of the best. Kobe, before he passed away, RIP, challenged him to be an MVP, and Giannis took that personally and became an MVP. And then he became a finals MVP in one of the more ridiculous finals series we've ever seen, honestly, at least in my opinion. Like, the block by Giannis was crazy. The alley-oop when they absolutely did not need. I don't know why Drew Holiday threw that alley-oop, but Giannis is the problem. He needs to request this trade. He should have done it more harshly in the offseason. And maybe he shouldn't do it at the deadline. Maybe it is better to wait for the offseason so you can actually orchestrate the team around Giannis. But so far recently, I think they're like 1-5 in their last 6 games. In the last 6 games, 5 of those games, Giannis has taken the least field goals out of the entire season. So like recently, he's not been shooting the ball, and he's clearly frustrated about that. If you saw the post-game thing, it has been terrible. That's all. I don't want to spend the whole 10 minutes on Giannis, but he is the problem, in my opinion. Like you can really say he's the problem. A couple other things that happened in the NBA recently. The Knicks doubled the score of the Nets, and I want to say this. Because now we're just getting into being a basketball nerd. So if you're not a nerd, maybe you don't want to watch these last couple minutes. Igor Demon was a prospect that was super sketchy because he could not shoot the ball. Honestly, he couldn't even like create for himself or anything. He was really just like a playmaking 6'8" guy. And so far, he's been shooting 40% from 3. But like, in my opinion, that's kind of like the only thing he's been able to do is shoot well, which is crazy because that was one of his weaknesses. Especially going into March Madness. He was a terrible shooter and then randomly shot amazing in March Madness. I really hope for the Nets' sake that he's good, but man, yeah, he made those first 2 threes in the first quarter. Didn't make anything sense. The Nets are so weird because when you're a tanking team, you kind of want to lose games, but you want to barely lose them. And getting blown out like that is crazy. Nicholas Claxton hasn't beat the Knicks. I think he's 0-13 versus the Knicks ever since in that post-game conference saying, I've never lost to the Knicks because the Nets are really good with KD and all that. Yeah, they've been definitely humbled recently. Another game I kind of want to talk about, Hawks versus Grizzlies. The Hawks barely beat the Grizzlies, so I should be happy. But honestly, as a Hawks fan recently, I've just been looking forward to next season. But man, another game of Dyson Daniels just not making a 3, dude. I don't know what happened. I don't know how you could be like. Is it the shooting coaches' problems? Like, do we not have good shooting coaches? No, we have Kyle Korver as a shooting coach. The rest of the team shot like 40% from 3, maybe like 45% from 3 last game. I don't know what happened to Dyson Daniels. I don't know how he won most improved. I don't know if I ever said it on this channel, but at least like close friends, I've always been saying this about Dyson for the last year. He should not have won most improved. Like he was kind of always like this. He just kind of didn't get minutes, and then all of his talent was defensively. He's always been a liability on offense, and I really am scared that we traded Trae Young. Even though I'm confident that with a good draft pick next year, like we're heading in the right direction. It's like, man, this offense is really bad. Luckily, Jalen Johnson just had a good game. It's been about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have more topics prepared. I just really wanted to hammer that Giannis thing, but I'm trying to just raw talk for 10 minutes a day. I need uploads. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know I'll start saying I'm gonna upload a lot more, and then I never do. So just raw talk. I'm probably gonna do it every day. Not the highest quality thing, but if you enjoy listening to me talk, then yeah, thanks.